What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Ronda Rousey's major heat with Sasha Banks, CM Punk comments on John Cena's dig from AEW Full Gear, a health update on Triple H, WWE cancelling a major new gimmick, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Ronda Rousey having major heat with Sasha Banks. Our first story today looks at a recent interview from former WWE Women's Champion Sasha Banks. In an interview with Kurt Angle on the Kurt Angle Show podcast, Banks shared her thoughts on Ronda Rousey, and they weren't exactly pleasant. Banks was furious that the UFC star made so much money in WWE. Sasha took exception to the fact that an unproven Rousey would come into the WWE and be treated better than her. The interview itself has actually led to Sasha getting a lot of backlash from fans online. Fans are stating that Sasha is failing to understand that the WWE is a business, and of course a megastar like Rousey is going to be one of the highest paid WWE superstars in the locker room. Sasha also alluded to the fact that Rousey may have rubbed some of the WWE women the wrong way when she came into the company. This was actually reported at the time, but it was believed that Rousey had actually built up a solid relationship with most of the women in WWE by the time she left the company following WrestleMania 35 all the way back in 2019. During the interview, Sasha said, "I can only speak for myself. There might be a little tension. I don't know about real heat. I was pissed off that Ronda Rousey could come in, get more money than me, get a better locker room than me, and bring all these people backstage and get more time than me. I'm like, excuse me, who is you and what you do? Besides respecting everything she's done in UFC and the fight world, when it comes to the squared circle, that's my home. That's where I'm the legit boss, not Ronda Rousey." The two talented stars would actually meet on pay-per-view back in 2019 at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view in an acclaimed match which fans wish had led to more matches between the two stars. What do you think of Sasha Banks' controversial comments? Are they justified? Is this just a work shoot in order to get Ronda back into the WWE? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, CM Punk talks John Cena dig. Last night's Full Gear pay-per-view was an overwhelming success for AEW. It featured Hangman Adam Page finally capturing the AEW World title, plus great matches between the likes of MJF and Darby Allin, plus Bryan Danielson and Miro. But all that aside, one of the biggest talking points of the entire pay-per-view took place during the Eddie Kingston vs CM Punk matchup. During the match, Punk would perform some of John Cena's trademark moves. He performed Cena's signature shoulder tackles, spin-out powerbomb, and even gestured to do the 5-knuckle shuffle. According to Punk during the post-pay-per-view media scrum, he just wanted to mess with fans with the Cena references. Punk revealed, "I have one boss when I'm in the ring, and I often like to say I have no boss when I'm in the ring. But the truth is, it's the people and I listen to them. Sometimes I go with the flow and sometimes I take it places. Regardless of the 7-year gap, I've been doing this for a minute. To me, it's just fun to F with people. That's the whole juice for me. It's getting different reactions and kind of getting to play with that. 16 years ago today, we lost Eddie Guerrero, and I just thought, man, I'm wrestling a dude tonight named Eddie. How great is it going to be when I hear him chanting for Eddie? In my head, I'm just going to be thinking about Eddie Guerrero." Punk would end up defeating Kingston in one of the most hard-hitting matches of the entire evening. Following the match, Punk would offer a handshake towards Kingston, which Kingston soundly rejected, so it looks like the feud between two of AEW's biggest stars is set to continue. Next up, Tony Khan addresses Punk's boos. Now, speaking of Punk, during his match with Eddie Kingston last night, a strong portion of the fans in attendance at the pay-per-view actually began to boo him. AEW President Tony Khan addressed the negative reaction to Punk during the post-pay-per-view media scrum, and Khan compared the reaction to Punk to which The Rock received back at WrestleMania 18. Khan commented on the matter by adding, "I remember being the only person out of 70,000 cheering for The Rock in Toronto. Khan said, my friend looked over me like, what are you doing? And I was like, somebody has to. And that's how I felt about Punk getting booed tonight. There were way more Punk people tonight than there were Rock people in Toronto though. I can attest as I was there for both shows. I've seen what it's like when someone makes the choices in the building. It'll be interesting to see if the mixed reaction to Punk will continue in the weeks to come. If the reaction towards Punk continues to be mixed, will AEW pull the trigger and turn him heel? What do you guys think? Should he make the turn? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a health update on Triple H. In September of this year, it was announced that WWE legend Triple H had undergone a procedure following a cardiac event which was caused by a serious genetic heart issue. Since then, information in relation to Triple H's health has been limited, as it seems like WWE wants to keep the matter as private as possible, and we do respect that. However, WWE executive Bruce Pritchard recently revealed on an episode of his Something to Wrestle With podcast that Triple H is doing very well. Pritchard added that Triple H is feeling much better and that he's moving along well. This is great news, and we continue to give our best wishes to Triple H during his recovery. Next up, Bronson Reed and Buddy Murphy make their New Japan Pro Wrestling debut. Rumors of Bronson Reed signing with New Japan Pro Wrestling have been circulating for some time, and these rumors have finally come to fruition. Reed, who will be going under the name Jonah, appeared after the Moose vs Juice Robinson match at the Battle in the Valley event. Jonah would attack Robinson and then lay out Robinson's tag team partner David Finlay. Following the beatdown, he cut a promo and declared that the shackles are off and it was time for the real violence to begin. Jonah looked to be set for a major push in WWE before his unexpected release in the summer of this year. Hopefully, the former NXT North American champion experiences better success in the Japanese promotion. Speaking of the Battle in the Valley event, the show also saw the New Japan Pro Wrestling in-ring debut of former WWE star Buddy Murphy. Murphy, who now goes under the name of Buddy Matthews, collided with Kazuchika Okada in an absolute dream match. From the reports of those in attendance, the match was well received and it looks like Matthews is going to be a great fit for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Next up, WWE Scrap a New Gimmick. Our final story today looks at how WWE have decided to scrap a brand new gimmick for a popular WWE superstar. That superstar happens to be Mustafa Ali, and he took to Twitter yesterday to announce that his brand new gimmick and storyline had been scrapped. Ali stated that the gimmick was cancelled due to its controversial nature. Ali would tweet, "A few weeks ago, I made a statement that some deemed controversial. My intentions were to bring a beautiful vision to life. Unfortunately, for reasons beyond my control, I won't be able to make that vision a reality, but I can share with you where I could have been." This planned storyline began last month when Ali informed the WWE fans that they don't cheer for him because of his name. Alongside the tweet, Ali would share a promo video which featured Ali reminding fans that he was born in America and he wants all their acceptance. Now, it remains unclear what WWE's plans are for Ali, as he's had a number of stop-start pushes over the past few years and all of them seem to have fizzled out, without it ever being Ali's fault. In all honesty, Ali would be a huge star for WWE if he was just given that opportunity to show what he can actually do. What do you guys think though? Should the gimmick have been scrapped? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.